G'day, today's video is going to be a bit of fun and something completely different to what I've done before. We are doing a transformation video, and the main reason I wanted to do this was because most of the transformation videos I've seen on YouTube are complete and utter BS. They're amazing, yes, they lose a bunch of weight. They always say how hard they work and how difficult it was, when the reality is they probably just took something like Ozempic to reduce their appetite and lost a bunch of weight. And in actuality, it wasn't that difficult. And I want to make this video relatable to you guys as I'm a gaming nerd, and my transformation is something that everybody can achieve. But I hope you do it better than I did, because the reality is I didn't go about it the best way. Now, 1.5 years ago, I was a complete and utter fat, sitting in front of this mirror ashamed of what I looked like. And that's kind of when I realized I needed to make a change and do something about it. Now, I'm not going to lie and be like I had massive inspiration to suddenly go out there and lift weights. No, the reality is I went through like a pretty rough breakup, and I wanted to go out there and better myself. And the single best pre-workout in the universe is a breakup. That is the most motivation you will ever have, and it definitely got me off my ass. Let's come out here because I think the lighting's a little bit better and we got a good backdrop. So no bullshit, in 2022, I was the fattest I'd ever been in my life. I hit 105 kilos, and I would love to tell you I worked my ass off and went on a crazy diet to lose all that weight, but that would be a goddamn lie. What actually happened is I started vaping again, and nicotine acts as an appetite suppressant. Now, it is literally the worst appetite suppressant, so do not copy what I did, because vaping is cringe and you look like a loser. And the only reason I can say that now is I successfully quit again. But I'm not gonna lie, it helped me lose 20 kilos over the pace of 6 months because it did reduce my appetite. But there are a million better options for appetite suppressants. Stuff available over the counter like yohimbine, to like the very strong stuff like Ozempic, tirzepatide. There's a bunch of better options. But once I got down from like 105 kilos to 85 kilos, I looked in the mirror and I still looked like complete crap. I went from obese to skinny fat. That was the new me. And skinny fat arguably looks worse because I was a gamer, I didn't go out much, I basically only ate Uber Eats and was a lazy fuck. I was emaciated, I had no muscles. The only muscle that got worked was my goddamn thumbs. So I decided to make a change, and I went out and bought some dumbbells and some resistance bands. And then I talked to one of my friends and told him what I was doing. And he basically told me I was a bloody idiot and to go to the gym because 1, you have a lot more equipment, and 2, once you're there, you're locked in and you're bound to do a lot more. All right, I am taking you guys along with me to the gym. Even y'all Americans can probably guess where I live based off that background. But to be honest with you guys, I didn't even really want to go to the gym to begin with. Like, it wasn't something that I was like, yeah, I can't wait to go to the gym. I just wanted to look good. I'll be real with you guys. It was a bit of like body dysmorphia that I just wanted to look good. So it's like, okay, I'll suffer and go to the gym. Now, my gym membership actually came with like a free PT session. And when I was sitting down with this personal trainer for the first session, he was basically like, what are your goals? Like, what do you want to get from this? And I was like, shit, maybe I just want to look good. I want to get muscles, maybe like a Latino. I didn't really have much in mind as to like what I wanted from it. My first day in the gym, I had absolutely no bloody idea what I was doing. And I also like truly didn't really want to be there. The gym wasn't something like I was super excited to do, and like it's always been a dream of mine to get jacked. But I'm so glad I started out with personal training because there's so much involved with the gym. You don't even realize it. Correct form, correct intensity. But the single best thing about a personal trainer is the fact that they will keep you accountable. And your first few months in the gym, if you're anything like me, are like the sketchiest. As like, I don't really want to be here. Like, I'm not seeing any differences in the mirror yet. And overall, you feel like a noob or a rookie that really doesn't belong. But that couldn't be further from the truth, because the first few months in the gym, you literally morph. They're called like newbie gains, but you need to take pictures before you start at the gym, and even compare 3 months down the track, you'll probably look like a different person entirely. I personally wish I took more photos, even though I was kind of disgusted with how I looked. Going back and seeing the old photos is the biggest motivation of them all. So for the first few months at least, you really need to hold yourself accountable. And eventually it got to the point where I got addicted to the results. So I became obsessive to a degree of making sure I was eating enough, making sure I was doing enough reps. Everything to do with the gym kind of became an obsession, and I really started to enjoy it. For the first few months, it was definitely not the case. Now there's not many days that go past where I don't want to be in the gym. There's sometimes when I'm like feeling lazy or tired or whatever, that I feel that I can't be But for the majority of the days, I want to be in the gym. And the days that I don't want to be, that I force myself to be, I always feel good afterwards. You really don't need to have some David Goggins style mentality. You just need to take it like one step at a time, and you'll probably eventually find yourself enjoying it like I did. In total, I've been going to the gym now for about 1.5 years. And the gains have definitely slowed down. Like the gains you get when you first start training are literally insane. So it's hard to compare to that. But if you continue, you're going to keep gaining over time. And in these past few videos, I've noticed so many comments from people like noticing and recognizing the difference. And even though a couple months ago I looked pretty similar, it's really more the fact that I've just been doing it for so many months now that it's just continuously built up to the point where I've got a physique that's not half bad. Another thing I just thought of as well is you don't need to get a PT. They are bloody expensive, so I can understand that being like a barrier entry to some people. Like just having a friend or somebody to do it with you, like a partner, for example. And now it seems like I'm in the bloody jungle, but like one day you or your buddy might not want to go and you can convince each other to do it. Like personally, I'm very lucky. I have the most beautiful Latina girlfriend in the goddamn world that also works out. So most of my training sessions are with her and she keeps me accountable. Gym is something that almost everybody has time for. There's definitely circumstances of priorities where gym is not one of them, but it's not something you have to do every day. And you don't have to be there for that long. 45 minutes to an hour of weight training is plenty. You don't need to go there for 2 hours or anything crazy like that. I would say about 3 days a week is a minimum, and like I personally go 5. Now, one thing I don't do enough of is bloody cardio, because I'm like out of breath just walking up this fucking steep hill. Right, we made it to my gym. Today we're hitting chest and triceps. One of my favorite days, but honestly, I think at the moment, legs are my favorite. I'm 6'4", giant as so I'll look like a goddamn praying mantis or some shit. So improving my legs is my #1 priority at this point. So I'm definitely not the strongest, but when I started the gym, I was on 15 kilogram dumbbells. And now I've doubled that to 30, which isn't impressive by any means of the imagination, but for me personally, that's all that matters. You don't want to compare yourself to others because comparison is the thief of joy. You want to get in and just improve every week. That is the main goal. You want to push yourself as well to mostly when you can't finish. Like when you're literally close to failure, that's kind of when you want to finish. You don't have to go to failure, but most of the way there's good. Like I shouldn't be able to have a conversation with you with how like worn out each set should have me. Like struggling for breath like I am now is pretty good. So I'm gonna bang out about 4 sets of this before I move on to my next exercise. And we're sitting on like 10% battery. So like, I don't know how much longer we're gonna get here. I'm kind of a rookie at filming these vlogs. That last one was a struggle. Okay, this is my current favorite chest exercise. If you want the mummy milkers, this is the one. All right, we are down to 2%, so I think this is a bit like me in the bedroom. It ain't gonna last that long. And what we are about to do is the incline bench. This is gonna prioritize the upper chest, something that gets skipped a lot with most of the other chest exercises. And focusing on the upper chest makes your chest look like a complete and fuller, if that makes any sense. Now for this exercise, these are only 27.5 kilograms. We're doing high reps here. Alrighty, I might sound a little bit different and look a little bit different, but that's because my GoPro died in the middle of that session. And I want to finish it off, so we're doing it on the phone. I was in there for about an hour and I focused mainly on my chest and triceps. We did throw a little bit of shoulders in there too. The thing I want to get across is just how bloody easy it is to get into. Like it's something everyone watching this video should give a go. Like this is the part where I'd run some crappy advertisement for like 15% off. But instead of that, my advertisement to you is to go out and get a bloody gym membership if you haven't, and at least give it a shot. See if it's something you end up liking. Single best thing I've done for myself in the past few years. Because yes, building muscle and all is cool, but that's not the only thing you get with it. Like, you honestly get a shit ton of confidence too. And for example, if like something like getting a woman is what you want, the two most important things are, one, looking good, like obviously, like no shit. Having confidence is literally one of the most important things too. And I know that's what a lot of gamers struggle with. Trust me, I'm one of y'all. I know how autistic some of us can be. And getting yourself out of your comfort zone and giving the gym a go is definitely something that will improve your confidence. And I guarantee you that. Even if you're already somewhat of a confident person, kind of like I was. And if that's not enough, you're scientifically proven to be more attractive to the other sex the stronger you get. So if you want to attract dudes, cool, lift weights. If you want to attract women, lift weights. The moral of the story is get out there and lift some goddamn weights. Because let's be real, getting badges in Apex Legends is overrated. The better you get at Apex and the higher up you go in the ranks, just the more cheaters you run into. The better you get at the gym, the more weight you can lift. So to wrap things up, basically just give the gym a go. Give it a chance. Shit, you might end up liking it like me, even if you were somewhat of a gym hater in the past. Like, that was honestly me, actually, not to wrap things up. We're still going. My friends, I had a few of them, used to be the biggest gym junkies, and I just hated any idea of the gym because it became their whole personality. It's all they cared about, all they talked about, like everything. And it just made me hate the gym without ever giving it a go. So I kind of don't want to be that person that makes gym my entire personality, but I can definitely kind of see how that can happen because it can get pretty goddamn addictive. But it's literally not magic. It can take a year, a couple of years till you get to where you want to be. But really, like in actuality, I don't think you'll ever get where you want to be with the gym. If I could picture myself now when I first started, I'd be like, damn, that's exactly what I want. But once you get to like sort of where you thought you wanted to be, you always want more. Like there's a saying that once you start the gym, you're forever small because you always want to get bigger, and it couldn't be more true. But yeah, I better end things here because I can yap forever if I want to. And in this case, I don't want to. I want to make it like just a normal video. And maybe I'll make more of these in the future. But honestly, on gaming channels, like IRL vids like this don't typically... Fuck, loud ute. Which actually, Americans don't even know what bloody utes are, do they? Anyway. Off topic. Where the fuck? Oh, bro, my brain doesn't work. But yeah, give the gym a go. You might bloody love it. You might bloody hate it, but you won't know until you give it a decent go. Like at the start, I expect you to hate it. But once you get in a rhythm and once you start seeing real results, which you will, no matter how shit your genetics are or where you're at, you will see results. Now, actually, speaking of which, the gym's kind of a lie. Like if you're severely overweight, the gym's really not going to do shit. Like, I'm gonna be real. You're gonna need some appetite suppressant. If you're overweight or severely overweight, appetite suppressants are the way to go. Definitely not nicotine. There's 1,000,000 times stronger appetite suppressants out there. Most appetite suppressants literally just make you feel full of half the amount of food, so you'll literally easily lose weight. The gym is mainly for building muscle. Like, that is the single biggest and best purpose of the gym, cutting and bulking. Like, you can be really anal about shit. They'll literally measure everything they eat down to the very sauce they put on their burger, for example. Personally, that ain't me, but whatever floats your boat. For me, I do track things. Like if I'm a cutting or a bulking phase, I just make sure the scale is going in the right direction. But if I do go into more in depth about all that stuff, I'll probably do it in a different video, whether on the main channel if this stuff does well, or the second channel if it doesn't. Make sure you subscribe to that, by the way, if you're not, because that's where I do all my live streams and potentially future IRL videos like this. Anyway, that is all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed something a little bit different. I know I'm not the best vlog maker, but I hope it wasn't too shit. See you guys later.